Hi everyone, welcome to WIC channel. My name is Rifad. So today we'll be talking about 5 stocks that pay the highest dividend, not the highest dividend, but with the payout ratio below 70%. So I know there are other stocks that pay way more a dividend than what I'm going to show you guys. But one of my requirements was, yes, you can pay high dividends, but I want the payout ratio to be below 70% because there are companies that pay a hell of a dividends, but the payout ratio is 200%, 130%, which is not sustainable. Like, how can you pay dividend when you don't make the money, right? So it's kind of basic math. So I made sure, like, you can pay the dividend, it's sustainable in a way, and it has to be below 70% to make the list that I have here. So and also, by all means, when I'm showing these companies here, I'm saying go ahead and invest in these companies I vouch for. I just kind of went through my requirements as per dividend and the payout ratio, so kind of give you an idea. But by all means, if one of the stocks seem interesting to you, please go ahead and do your own research and dive deep. So yeah, before I get started, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, that'd be great. So let's get into it. I'm going to go to the supercomputer and kind of show you the countdown and the chart and the basic description of the company. So let's get into it. Whoosh, whoosh. Thank you very much, Johnny, for the supercomputer. So as you guys can see, I built a kind of a chart for you, so you guys can already see the 5 stocks that I have here. We'll start off with Power Financial Corp. They pay out 5.58% yield, and the payout ratio at 61%. So we kind of go through their business in a way. You guys can see here they're pretty much on financial services and all kinds of other stuff, and all the other business they own also in that. Kind of brief description. And if you guys can go here in the dividends, they pay 5.58, and their payout ratio is 61%. So it's pretty interesting business that they kind of have. Is, like I said, they offer financial services in Canada, US, and Europe. It offer like life, disability, critical illness, like all kinds. That's kind of the main business. And like other stuff, like they can offer like mutual funds, pool funds. So they kind of offer other financial services to people. Next, number 4 is Laurentian Bank. They offer 6.44 with the payout ratio at 56%. I mean, Laurentian Bank, I don't have to give much details. Everybody know it's one of the banks in Canada. They're well known. So they offered a very interesting yield for a pretty reasonable payout ratio. That's pretty good. Acadian Timber Corp, they offer 6.81 with a payout ratio at 53%. So I don't think people know much about them, so we can go a bit in detail. So they like supply primary forestry products in eastern Canada and northern eastern United States. So they operate in 2 segments, NB Timberland and Maine Timberlands. So you guys can understand is they are pretty much a lumber company. So you guys get an idea as to which type of company they are, and they pay an interesting yield for that, right? And the payout ratio is very good. Another one is the kind of cut is because they are real estate. Real estate is always going to be one of the top payers in dividends. You have the B2B Real Estate Investment Trust, which pays a 8.66 yield and 53% payout ratio. So we can go into them. So they are they mostly own properties in eastern Canada. They own like 66 commercial offices and industrial properties. So they kind of give you an idea as the asset value approximately 830 million. So pretty good, right? So their goal is to kind of pay you dividend. And next, finally, is True North Commercial Real Estate Investment Trust. They pay 9% with the payout ratio at 68%, which is pretty reasonable, I would say. They also is pretty much like B2B. They have commercial properties, 46. They have, so it's pretty much like they're a lot of focused in Canada also. They kind of focus on Canada real estate also. So it's pretty good. As you can see, these are five stocks I have here. They kind of pay a good reasonable amount of dividends, and the payout ratio is below 70%. So you know what? Let's go to the whiteboard and let's finalize the video. Let's go. Thank you for joining from the whiteboard. So as you guys can see, I show you guys 5 stocks that kind of pay a good dividend, so kind of easy to build wealth, income. So it's kind of interesting. So it's kind of extra wealth for money, right? For money invest. By all means, these are companies I would say just go blindly and invest because they're paying, I don't know, 9% dividend yield and stuff like that. You should understand the business, you should understand their corporate structure and read about it and dive deep, right? That's something I would always, I kind of preach and I keep on mentioning that. But it's interesting to know that they're one of the top 5s that pay, and the payout ratio is pretty low. So I like that because that means they're keeping around, depending on companies, they have between 40% to like 48% to like 30% remaining to spend on growth or other business ideas. So they don't necessarily just pay out everything in dividend and money to kind of recirculate in the business, to grow the business, to at the end to pay more dividends later on, right? So yeah. So that sums about it in this video. So drop a comment. I would love to hear from you guys. Let me know which kind of stocks you guys own to kind of pay you guys dividends and all kinds of stuff, and what's your primarily dividend source of income. I would love to hear from you guys. So yeah, and if you like the video, thumbs up, subscribe if you guys didn't subscribe, and the 2 links down in the description, one for Twitter page and one for the Facebook group. That'd be great to have you guys there too. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and have yourself a wonderful day. Whoosh!